So what was your salary range for, full stack developer? Like what is this typical salary range?
Typical salary range is uh, in today's time it should be somewhat around 55 to 75 depending on the location.
Right.
If it is entry level.
Yeah.
Otherwise, mm, if it is more than that, then it should go until 110
Right.
or something like that.
Yeah, cool. And again, I just want to let you know that that's specific 55 to 75 is like Chico range.
Chico range, yeah, definitely it is a Chico
Big,
range.
if you go to San Francisco, LA, anywhere from
Yeah,
75 to like
75 to
100 or
100,
something, or
yeah.
maybe even above. So
Mm.
I know like a lot of our friends who make about 100,000.
Mm.
So what was your H1B experience like? Like how did it work? Because you have a
So
crazy H1B
yeah,
experience
I had a
and
really crazy experience,
yeah,
and I wish what I have gone through, no one else go through that.
yeah,
So the thing was, mm, while I was on my that first job, they applied for my H1B and I was happy. It was picked, and I was more happy. And I was like, okay, let's wait for it. And during the month of July or something like that, I only knew that my H1B is picked. There was no further thing beyond that. I didn't have any information about that. But surprisingly, my CFO has he stopped the funding of the company, and I stopped receiving my salary. So,
right,
uh, like he told me that you will not get salary from this time. So I was like in a situation that if my H1B gets approved at this time, and
you have to go back to India and interview, and you don't have any salary.
right,
Then
and that was the first case. Second case was I will lose my student status,
right,
because after masters I can work on OPT, so I
yeah,
would lose my OPT status because my H1B is already approved,
correct,
if it is approved.
yeah,
So then in that case it would be like, since there is no company, in that case I have to go back to India and
yeah,
just stay in India, because
yeah,
there is no coming back to
right,
United States.
right,
And somehow I convinced my employer, since it was a startup, it was just a team of 10 people,
right,
and slowly everyone left,
yeah,
and I was the last one to leave. And I told them that you have to revoke the H1B, otherwise I would be in a danger.
right.
So I convinced them to revoke the H1B, and I think no one would ever has done that go and revoke my H1B.
Yeah,
uh,
my H1B is approved now,
Approved,
but I
and
want you to take the
to take it
application.
back,
Yeah, yeah,
because it was either you work on OPT and extend your OPT and work more for 2 years, or you work for 15 days and you go back to India. It was the situation like that.
yeah,
So I convinced them that you go and revoke it as soon as possible,
mm.
and they did it. And surprisingly, there was an RFE on that, and that's why it was on hold, kind of.
Right,
So when the RFE came, I told them, go and revoke that H1B.
right,
So that's how I stayed on my student status. And then I went into different company, again a job search period.
so before that, so you were on OPT,
Hmm.
and then you applied for H1B. Your H1B got picked,
Picked.
and now you're just waiting for the notice to come into that,
Right.
because that's the normal stage where H1B will be picked, and then they will send you that I-797 notice, which you have to take it to India to get an interview.
Right,
So
right,
you are
right.
waiting for that, and meantime while you're waiting, your company just
Company
got
says,
shut.
yeah,
It's
it
like,
was,
okay, you can work, but we're not going to give you salary.
yeah.
And then eventually, the company, I don't know what's happened with them, but
Hmm.
that's where he was like, oh, just remove my application because now I'm in this problem.
Yeah.
So how many days it took you to, after that, you quit from that company? Like, because that was the situation too, like your boss told you, gave you an option, like you can keep working without money or you can resign. And so what was your decision, and then what did you do after that?
So I knew that something bad is going to happen because I can see the CFO and CEO's body language. So I already started job search like a month ago.
Yeah.
And I was like giving interviews, and everyone was like, "Do you want a sponsorship?" Yes, I want it, but not now. At least you can see my performance, and then later you can go and apply for it. Then they were like, "No." They didn't just
they didn't
reply.
give you a job.
Yeah. But meantime only there was one startup came in Chico. It came from like the CEO and CTOs of those startup was students of Chico State, and they knew that Chico is cheaper than other areas, so they came here. They set up a company over here, and I got to know that there is this company, and I applied to it.
And this is your current company?
My current company.
Okay.
So I went there, I gave my interview. Again, the interview process was like 4 or 5 hours, and I gave the interview over there, and they selected me, and I started working on the mobile.
And was there any time gap since you resigned and before you started? Like, didn't you have like 1 month of gap?
I actually resigned 5 or 6 days before.
Okay.
But until then, it was uncertain. Like I was in talks with them that go and revoke my. Yeah, it was like that, and they revoked it. By that time, I was having the job search, and then I applied. I came here. So the month of August, I was like job searching, and I was sitting at home, and yeah, and I was applying.
Okay, and so now that you are working in this company, how long have you been working for Clockshark? That's the current company you're working for.
Yeah. So in this company, I think 2 years is 2 years is gone, and this is the 3rd year. Last month only I had 2-year anniversary in this company.
And what's your role in this company?
I basically do back-end development and the front end for mobile.
Okay.
And I also work on like a back end for website. Yeah. So basically a full stack, but you can say semi full stack because I'm not involved in the front end development of the website.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so did this company apply for H1B?
Yeah. So this company applied for H1B. Like they already told me that we'll apply for your H1B, and they applied it. I got selected. I mean, my visa was picked, and later on it was approved.
Right.
I went India and
got the interview done
and came back.
Yeah, very nice. And so what are the skill set required for the current position which you're doing? Like, before actually we talk about it, let's talk about like what do you do as a daily activity in your current role?
It looks like I go, I see what are my tasks that are assigned to me during the sprint planning, and I pick those tasks and start working on that, and I do a PR, like I give my PR and others review it. If someone is doing the Android PR, I review it for Android, and I make sure that
for the people who are like not super technical,
yeah.
PR is a pull request, which is like he's completed his work and then he's saying like here's my code, I'm pushing it into the final code repository, and then there's another person who's reviewing the code for that pull request.
Yeah, I would like to say something like
that. Yeah.